Hello Vern, and welcome to Exposit The Word. Our question for today: can you be a Christian and not believe in the Trinity?
Yeah, well, that's a related question, and it's a similar kind of thing in that Christians have to grow in their knowledge of God. And it's one thing to trust God for salvation. It's another thing to have worked out in your minds intellectually what are all the implications. God destines us to grow in knowledge of himself, and he expects people to grow and not to say, well, now I'm saved, I can just stay a baby Christian my whole life. Why would you want to do that? Because there's so much to grow in fellowship with God. But if you're going to grow, then you're going to grow in all kinds of ways in knowledge of Scripture, and that will include the knowledge of the Trinity. Mm-hmm. But at the beginning, I think some people may have a very simple faith, and it's intuitive, but in the sense they cannot be a Christian without believing in the Trinity, because they believe in the one God, the one true God. Yeah. And that one true God is Trinitarian. Yeah. The intuition is there, but it just has to be unpacked and clarified. And that also means that when people misformulate the doctrine of the Trinity, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are not saved. It may mean that they're not well taught. Yeah. Yeah. Right? But the way you find out is by trying to teach them more. And as we read the Bible, to learn more. And then some of those things fall away, unless, of course, somebody entrenches himself in heresy. He stubbornly refuses to conform to biblical teaching. Yeah. And then he's a danger to the church, because, for instance, with respect to the deity of Christ, that's one common thing that is often denied by heretics. They deny that Christ is fully God. Maybe he's a God on some lesser level. But if they say that, the trouble with it is that it's destructive of salvation, because we need God to save us.
Yeah. Yeah.